Okay, so let me first introduce myself as your OLC before we officially start our topic. I am Lunimei M. Bangsara, your OLC in Calculus-Based Physics 1 and one of the college deans of one of the AMA branches. I will be handling calculus-based physics 1 for one trimester or for 3 months. Okay, so let's start with our discussion from your modules in your LMS, week 1 and week 2, which comprises of measurement and the SI, or the International Standard Unit of Measurement. Okay, let me start with measurement. So the basic length unit was called a meter, for the Greek word metron, meaning to measure or a limited proportion. So meter is the basic length or the basic unit of length, and it is derived from the Greek word metron, which means to measure or a limited proportion. So the history of measurement is a topic within the history of science and technology also. So we have facts in measurements. Laws to regulate measurement were originally developed to prevent fraud. So however, units of measurements are now generally defined on a scientific basis and are standard by international treaties, or it was established by international treaties. So in the United States, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, or the NIST, it is a division of United States Department of Commerce that regulates commercial measurements. And also in the United Kingdom, the role is performed by the National Physical Laboratory, or what we call the NPL. So the definition of a specification of precise standards of measurement involves two key features. So these two key features, which are evident in the International System of Units, or the SI units. Specifically, in the system, the definition of each of the base units refer to a specific empirical conditions, and with the exception of the kilogram, and also to the other quantitative attributes. So each derived SI unit is definitely purely in terms of a relationship involving it and the other units. So for example, the unit of velocity is derived from other units, which is meter per second. Okay. You will always see the meter there as the basic length or as the basic unit of measurement. Since this kind of unit is derived from other unit, the unit of velocity is meter per second. So the derived units refer to base units. The specification of empirical conditions is an implied component of the definition of all units. So we have two key features of the standard measurements. These are the derived units and the base units. Okay, so in base units, they are based merely from quantitative attribute or attributes. And the derived units, they are based from the base units. which is a combination of a meter and the other unit of measurements. Okay, so unit conversions are always simple because they will be in the ratio of 10, 100, 1000, and other ratios for all length and distances. So for example, measured in meters, or length and distances are measured in meters, or they are measured in thousands of a meter, or what we call the millimeters, or thousands of meters, or the kilometers, and so on. So you will notice in here the difference between the thousands with THS and the thousands. So when we say thousands of a meter or a millimeters, we are referring to a negative exponent, which is 1 times 10 raised to the negative 3. That is thousands. While thousands of meters, we are referring to kilometers, which means kilo means 1,000. 1 times 10 raised to the positive 3 exponent, and so on. That's why it is always simple to convert units, because they are in the ratio of just 10, 100, 1000, and any other measurements. So there is no proportion of different units with different conversion factors as in the imperial system, which includes the inches, the feet, the yards, the fathoms, and the rods. These are also other units of measurements. So multiples and submultiples are related to the fundamental unit by factor of, or by factors of power of 10, so that one can convert by simply moving the decimal place. So when we say multiples, we are referring to two factors of a number. So for example, the multiples of 10 are 5 and 2. So when you multiply 5 times 2, it will give you 10. So the multiples of 20 is 10 times 2, or 5 times 4. So they are also numbers which divides 20, and they are also called multiples. So 1.234 meters in millimeters is 1,234. Or in kilometers, we have 0, 0, or 0.001234 kilometers. Since we said a while ago that milli is 1 times 10 raised to the negative 3. So therefore, from this original measurement, 1.234 meters, when we convert it to millimeters, what we're going to do is just move this decimal place 3 places to the right. So 1, 2, 3. Move 3 places to the right since the exponent of milli is negative. So therefore, we will get 1,234 millimeters when moving this decimal place 3 places to the right. 1, 2, 3. So, or in kilometers, what we're going to do is from this decimal place, we move 3 places to the left. Since the exponent in kilo is a positive. So 1, 2, 3. So therefore, we will get 0.001234 kilometers in, or 1.234 kilometers or meters is equivalent to 0.01234 kilometers. Okay, so the use of fractions also, such as 2/5 of a meter, is not prohibited, or hindi naman daw siya bawal, but uncommon. It is uncommon to use fractions in or fraction as making the unit of a meter, like 2/5 of a meter. Okay, so next we have the metric system. The metric system is the decimalized system of measurement based on the meter and the gram. So when we say decimalized, it is in a decimal, or it's in a decimal form. So it exists in several variations with different choices of base units, though these do not affect its day-to-day use. And since the 1960s, the SI, or the International System of Units, explained further the internationally recognized standard metric system. So metric system is an internationally recognized, or it is an international system of units. So metric units of mass, length, and electricity are widely used around the world for both everyday and scientific purposes. And the main advantage of the metric system is that it has a single base unit for each physical quantity. All other units are powers of 10 or multiples of 10 of these base units. So example of that is we are just only using meter as the basic unit. The only difference, so meter is a single base unit for each physical quantity of length. But all other units are just powers of 10 or multiples of 10 of this base units, like milli. So we will just add prefix milli to the base unit meter, kilo, then meter, mega, meter. So all units are powers of 10 or multiples of 10. That is the main advantage of the metric system. It has a single base unit for each physical quantity. Okay, so we have the SI units, or the International Standard Unit of measurement. So the International System of Units, or abbreviated SI from the French language, System International de Units, in the modern revised form of the metric system. It is the world's most widely used system of units. So SI, or the system of units, is the most widely, or it is the world's most widely used system of units, both in everyday commerce and in science. So the SI was developed in the 1960 from the CGS system, or the meter kilogram second. Meter kilogram second, or the CGS system, which in turn had many variants. So at its development, the SI also introduced several newly named units that were previously not a part of the metric system. So the SI units of the four basic physical quantities that we have, from length, time, mass, and temperature, since they are the four basic physical quantities: the length, the time, the mass, and the temperature. So their corresponding SI units are meter for length, second for time, kilogram for mass, Kelvin for temperature. So meter is small letter M. This is the SI unit of length. And seconds, small letter S, is the SI unit of time. And kilogram in kg is the SI unit of mass. And Kelvin, or capital letter K, is the SI unit of temperature. So there are also two types of SI units, the base and the derived units. Base units are simple measurements for time, length, mass, temperature, the amount of substance, electricity current, and light intensity, while the derived units are made up of base units. So for example is the unit of density, which is kilogram per cubic meter or kilogram per meter cubic. So next we have the length. The standard unit of length in the metric system is the meter. The other units of length and their equivalents in meter are as follows. We already discussed this a while ago, that the main advantage of the metric system is that it has a single physical quantity, which is meter. So meter is the standard unit of length in the metric system. We have just a different equivalents. So for example, 1 millimeter in meters is 0.001 meters. Again, since it is in milli, which means the exponent is -3, when we convert this milli into meter, from this decimal place, 1.0, you have to move 3 decimal places to the left to make it or to convert it in meters. So 1, 2, 3. So therefore, 1 millimeter is equivalent to 0.001 meter. And 1 centimeter is equal to 0.01 meter. Centi means hundreds. Okay. So from this decimal place, after 1, you have to move 2 decimal places to the left. 1, 2. So therefore, it will give you 0.01 meter. So 1 centimeter is equal to 0.01 meter. And 1 decimeter is equal to 0.1 meter. Deci means tenths. Okay, so from this decimal place, just move 1 decimal place to the left. So 0.1. 1 decimeter is equal to 0.1 meter. Okay, so 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters. Since kilo is 1,000, which is 1 times 10 raised to the positive 3, or we have a positive exponent. So you just move 3 decimal places to the right to make it 1,000 meter. From 1 kilometer to 1,000 meters. So from this decimal place 1.0, you have to move 1, 2, 3 decimal places to the right to get the conversion of kilometer to meter. So we also symbolize the length as follows. 1 millimeter as 1 mm, 1 centimeter as 1 cm, 1 meter as 1 m, 1 decimeter as 1 dm, and 1 kilometer as 1 km. Okay, so for reference, 1 meter is a little longer than yard or 3 feet. It is about half of the weight of a very tall adult. So a centimeter is nearly the diameter of a dime, or a little less than half an inch. Just imagine the diameter of a coin. That is a centimeter. And millimeter is about the thickness of a dime. So it is also about the thickness of a coin, that is millimeter. So yung bilog ng coin, If you're going to measure it from its diameter, that is centimeter. Yung kapal ng coin, that is measured in millimeters. So next, we have the volume. The standard unit of volume in the metric system is the liter. So therefore, 1,000 liter is equal to 1,000 cubic centimeters in volume. Okay, so always remember that the standard unit of volume in the metric system is liter. So other units of volume in their equivalents in liters are also as follows. So 1 millimeter is also equal to 0.001 liter. It's just like a conversion of meters. We also use the different prefixes, which are the milli, the centi, the deci, and the kilo. So 1 milliliter is 0.01 liter. 1 centiliter is equal to 0.01 liter. 1 deciliter is equal to 0.1 liter. And 1 kiloliter is equal also to 1,000 liter. So from these units, we see that 1,000 milliliters equal to 1 liter. So 1,000 milliliter also equals 1 cubic centimeter in volume. Okay, as its derived units. We also symbolize these volumes as 1 milliliter to 1 ml, 1 centiliter is 1 cl, and 1 deciliter is 1 dl, 1 liter is 1 L, and 1 kiloliter is 1 KL. So for reference, 1 liter is a little more than 1 quart, and 1 tablespoon or 1 teaspoon equals 5 milliliters. Okay, next we have the mass. Mass is the standard unit of, or the standard unit of mass in the metric system is the gram. So gram is the standard unit of mass in the metric system. And other units of mass and their equivalents in the grams are as follows. So for reference, 1 gram is about the mass of a paper clip. If you will weigh the paper clip, its mass is about 1 gram. And 1 kilogram is about the mass of a liter of water. So if also you try to weigh 1 liter of water, its equivalent mass is 1 kilo or about a 1 kilogram. We also have the equivalent grams. 1 milligram is also equal to 0.01 gram. 1 centigram is also equal to 0.01 gram. 1 decigram is 0.1 gram, and 1 kilogram is 1,000 gram. 1 milligram for 1 mg, 1 centigram for 1 cg, 1 decigram for 1 dg, 1 kilogram for 1 kg, and 1 liter for 1 gv. Okay, so for time naman, the following conversions are useful when working with time. Always remember that 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes or 3,600 seconds. And 1 day is equal to 24 hours. And in 1 week, we have 7 days. Therefore, in 1 year, we have 365 and 1/4 days for the Earth to travel around the Sun. So in practice, every 3 calendar years, we will have 365 days. And every 4th year is a leap year, which has 366 days to make up for the extra quarter day over 4 years. So the years 1992, 1996, 2000, and 2004 are all leap years. So this gives us a total of 52 complete 7-day weeks in each calendar year with 1 day left over, or 2 in a leap year. So for you to be able to memorize how many months with 30 days and how many months with 31 days in a year, just memorize this chant. So 30 days of September, April, June, and November. And all the rest are 31. So just memorize 30 days of September, April, June, and November. So we have 4 months in a year with 30 days, September, April, June, and November. So, and all the rest are 31, except February, which has 28 or 29. So that is a very easy chant for you to memorize, the months with 30 days and the months with 31 days in our calendar. Okay, so the year is divided into 12 months, each of which has 30 or 31 days, except for February, which has 28 days or 29 days in a leap year. So next, for the temperature, temperature is expressed in degrees Celsius in the metric system. So the boiling point of water at sea level is 100 degrees Celsius or 100 degrees centigrade or C. And the freezing point of water is 0 degrees Celsius. So therefore, a hot day is about 30 degrees Celsius. So that means if you're trying to boil a tap water, so pagka kumulo na yon, ibig sabihin, it reaches already its 100 degrees Celsius boiling point. So that's why pwede mo nang pahinaan yung fire or yung apoy ng kalan mo, yung apoy ng burner mo. Kahit napakalakas yung apoy, wala ring bearing yun kapag kumulo na yung niluluto mo. Kasi na-reach na niya yung boiling point. Good example of that is pag nagluluto ka ng kanin using yung mga stove. So pag kumukulo na yung kanin, ang gagawin mo, pahinaan mo lang yung apoy. And then let it simmer. Maluluto yung kanin kahit napakahina lang yung apoy kasi na-reach na niya yung 100 degrees Celsius boiling point. So freezing point of water is 0 degrees Celsius. Just like the process of making ice. So pag naglagay ka ng water sa ref, so ilalagay mo dun sa balot ng yellow pang gawa ng ice. So pag naging yellow na yung ginawa mong tubig, it means nag 0 degrees Celsius na yun. Kahit palakasan mo pa yung freezer mo, wala na ring bearing kapag naging yellow na yung water na ginawa mo pag naging ice na siya. So kahit pahinaan mo yun, ganun pa rin. Ice pa rin yung nasa loob ng freezer mo. Not unlike or not unless tanggalin mo siya sa loob ng freezer, ilabas mo, magiging water ulit siya. Okay, so for the length conversion, the metric length units include the following. For meter, kilometer, so meter and kilometer. Kilometer is 1,000 meters. Decimeter is 0.1 meters. Centimeter is 0.01 meters. Millimeter is 0.001 meters. Micron is 0.0001 meters. Micro means 6. The exponent is 1 times 10 raised to negative 6. So if you notice here, if you're going to move these 6 decimal places, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the right, so it will give you 1 micron is equivalent to 0.0001 meters. And nanometers is equivalent to 0.000001 or 9 or 1 times 10 raised to the 9th power. So 9 kasi, nano is ibig sabihin 9. You have to move 9 decimal places to the right, enable for you to back to its original. nanometer. And then angstrom is 10. So 1 times 10 raised to the 10th power. So that is the angstrom. So the British and American length units include also the following. Aside from the metric length units, we also have the British and American length units, which includes the foot, the yard, which is equal to 3 feet. Furlong is equal to 660 feet. Mile is equal to 5,280 feet. League is 15,840 feet. And an inch is 1/12 foot. So next for this table, we have the length conversion table of metric units and English units. These are the corresponding units in metric, and also these are the corresponding or equivalencies in English units. Under the metric units, you will see here kilometers, meters, and millimeters. And under the English units, the equivalent in inches, feet, yards, and miles. So 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters and 1 million millimeters. So it is also equal to 39,370 inches and 3,281 feet, 1,094 yards, and 0.6214 miles. So the equivalent in English units are, it's constant. These are the constant equivalent in English units. Anyway, this conversion table is available in your LMS for your basis. Okay, so for the volume conversion, metric volume units includes the liter, decaliter, hectoliter, deciliter, centiliter, milliliter, microliter, and a liter. So deca means 10, hecto means 100, deci means tenths, centi means hundreds, milli means thousands, micro means millions. So decaliter is 10 liters, hectoliter is 100 liters, deciliter is 0.1 liters, centiliter is 0.01 liters, milliliter is 0.001 liter, microliters is 0.0001 liters, and liter is equivalent to 1 cubic deciliter. Liquid measure units commonly used in the USA includes the following. Aside from the volume, we also have the liquid measure units in the USA, which these are the fluid ounce, the pint, the quart, the gallon, petroleum barrel. So pint is 16 fluid ounces, quart is 32 fluid ounces, gallon is 128 fluid ounces, petroleum barrel is 5,376 fluid ounces. So a gallon is equivalent to 231 cubic inches. So if you notice, yung Coca-Cola, we have 8 ounce and 12 ounce. Check the label of the bottle. So how many ml is 8 ounce and how many ml is 12 ounce? From before, ginagamit natin yon kapag bumibili. Pabili ng 8 ounce na Coke, pabili ng 12 ounce na Coke. So may corresponding din yon na in their ml equivalent. Okay, this is also the volume conversion table for the liquid measure in metric units and in US liquid measures. So we don't have to elaborate this one because these are the constant conversions of different units in metric units and in US liquid measures. You can use this table as your reference. It is also available in your LMS module. So dry measure units commonly used in the USA includes the following. We have the bushel, the peck, the gallon, the quart, the pint, and the gill. So for the peck, it is equivalent to 0.25 bushels. For the gallon, it is equivalent to 0.125 bushels. For the quart, is it equivalent to 0.03125 bushels. And for the pint, 0.1562 bushels. And for the gill, 0.003906 bushels. So a bushel is equivalent to 2,150 cubic inches. These are the corresponding dry measure units in the USA. So this is also the corresponding volume conversion table in metric units and in dry measure units. So when you are trying to convert, you can use this volume conversion table as your reference. So for the weight conversion, metric weight units includes the following. We have the gram as the basic unit for weight. So kilogram, ton, carat, centigram, milligram, and microgram. So another kilo means 1,000. Ton means 1 million grams. And carat means 0.2 grams, or carat is equal to 0.2 grams. And centigram is 0.01 grams, milligram is 0.001 grams, and the microgram is 0.001 grams. So if you have a necklace or a gold necklace, sasabihin mo, this is 18 carats. I want to convert it to grams. How many grams is my 18 karat gold? You just multiply 18 times 0.2 grams. That is yung timbang. That is the weight of your 18 karat gold. So avoirdupois weight units commonly used in the USA are the pound, the stone, the short hundredweight, short ton, ounce, dram, and grain. So its basic unit is the pound. So for a stone, 1 stone is equivalent to 14 pounds. 1 short hundredweight is equivalent to 100 pounds. 1 short ton is equivalent to 2,000 pounds. 1 ounce is equivalent to 1/16 pound. And 1 dram is equivalent to 1/256 pounds. And 1 grain is equivalent to 1/7,000 pounds. So this is also the weight conversion table in metric units and in avoirdupois units, from tons, kilograms to grams, and ounces, pounds to short tons. Okay, so if you notice, I have listed here assignment. Your assignment for week 1 and week 2 is just to answer the prelim quiz 1 and prelim quiz 2 in your LMS. So that's all, guys, for the week 1 and week 2 under your LMS. So if you have questions, you can key in your questions using the chat box, or you can just unmute your microphone, then you may ask a question or clarification from the topics that was discussed. Okay, so thank you so much, guys, for your time. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Then we will use the remaining time for a question and the answer portions or clarifications.